Welcome to Fight Fans Chit Chat. One line, it's been a while. We apologise, but we're back in the game. And turns out there's been a massive bit of news. Eubank has finally managed to claw his way back to the headlines. God knows how, because every time he goes up with the elite, gets a shit kicked out of him. But, you know, he's up against Degale, which is amazing. And to be honest, Degale can probably do it as well. Who do you reckon wins?
I'm not going to lie, I think this is a true 50-50. But like the way Degale fights, I think technically he's miles better than Eubank. And like Groves was, and that's why Groves can beat him. But the difference between Groves and Degale is that Groves can keep it up for 12 rounds. Yeah. Degale slacks and he takes breaks. And the thing is, when Eubank doesn't let you take breaks, he's constant pressure. Can Degale stay that discipline to keep him off?
Yeah.
And the thing is, if he's not, I can see Eubank, because Degale struggled in the past with presser fighters. I know, and I think he is over the hill. And Eubank is someone that's going to make you work. And is Degale still got in the tank where he can work for 12 fucking rounds? Yeah. I am split. I haven't made my mind up yet. But like I know everyone's sort of saying, like, I've seen a lot of people talk about it and everyone's like, oh, Degale will win. I don't think it's as easy as that. Like, Degale ain't a Groves. Like, he can't do what Groves... I'm not saying Groves is, like, better. Like, I think Groves is better, but I'm not saying on paper, like... I think Groves' skills and his ability beats Eubank better, but everyone's assuming Degale can just do that. And I don't think... It ain't the same James Degale. No. I think he is over the hill. He's had one too many wars. Well, not even wars, but just long, hard fights. And I think he's struggling now. And I think Eubank will have a really good chance. More of a chance he did against Groves. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right. And I think Degale will get pulled in a lot more with Eubank. And
he'll bite.
That's Eubank's element.
Yeah.
And I do think Eubank will win. Yeah. Weirdly enough, from what I said at the start, I've got to have a little dig against Eubank. But weirdly enough, I think Eubank will outlast him. And then it will be... I think they'll go to a decision, but I think Eubank will get the decision.
Yeah. It's a great fucking fight, like, for both of their situations. Obviously, like Degale gave up the IBF title. Eubank obviously lost to Groves, and then he had that win on the undercard of Groves Smith. And obviously they both won a big fight at the money fights, and it ain't about at the minute with the titles, so they might as well fight each other. It's a great fucking fight for both of them. Yeah. But I think I'm with you, like, I'm edging towards Eubank. I just don't think Degale's got it in him anymore. And obviously if Smith, the winner will probably look for Smith, but if that doesn't happen, it'd be great to see Groves fight the winner. Because I know Groves got beat by Smith and it's quite dominant. Smith was just too big for him. But I think Groves deserves another big fight, and he will get it. Like, everyone wants to watch him. He's the money man. I think in that division, even though Smith's beat him, I think Groves is probably the biggest name.
Yeah.
And I think especially if Degale does it, because if the Eubank wins, I don't think Groves will fight Eubank. That's not going to sell because it was so dominant in the first performance.
Yeah, there's no need to.
And Eubank won't fight Smith because if Groves was too small for Smith, fucking Eubank's going to be way too small.
Yeah.
But the perfect fight, I'd say, I want Degale to win, so hopefully he'll set up that Groves Degale trilogy. Yeah. But I just don't know. I think I'm edging towards Eubank. I know it ain't a popular opinion, but I just think his work rate is too much to Degale. I don't think Degale's got 12 rounds in him anymore.
Yeah. One thing I will say about that fight, I think a lot of it will be about how rough the fight is. I think a lot of it will be when they get inside and when they get really close and they start grabbing each other. I think it will be about who can kind of outman who. See, like when Eubank came at Groves, he was kind of swinging, and Groves was just kind of, it was all hitting Groves' forearms. But
tucking up, yeah.
When it came to it, Groves would just grab hold of him and move him.
Yeah.
And that was part of it, but then Groves would create the distance, whereas I don't think Degale will. Degale will move him and then just dive in again. So I think a lot of it's going to be about who's got the aggression on the inside. Yeah. And then whoever wins that battle will win the fight. But
one thing what will be different to the Groves fight to this fight, which will be fucking entertaining for all of us, is in the build-up. Groves didn't bite once of the Eubank shenanigans, they just belittle you and they say how great they are and they say how shit you are. Degale will bite. And his little ego, his little roadman ego in him will be like, what? No, what? And he will bite to that and rise to it. And that reason why I'm heading towards Eubank as well. I think Degale will bite. He'll be emotional in there, rational, try and fight, and then to gas himself out, and Eubank will still fucking be there. He'll go 12 rounds all day long. And if Groves ain't knocking Eubank out, Degale ain't fucking knocking Eubank out.
Definitely not. And the other thing is, as well, you got to think about as well, is Degale was a bit of a wounded man at the moment. As much as he won his title back, he's a bit. There's no way that guy should have gone anywhere near his title. There's no way he should have been losing that fight. And
when he lost it to Caleb Trout?
Yeah, and he'll say that it's because he weren't switched on for the fight. And to be honest, he probably did have he always says he's got an injury, but which I do believe. To be fair, he's always had something wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no way he should have been beaten by a man like that.
Yeah. Well,
So
the thing is, I
that's
think with Degale, I've always thought he's the guy who never reached his full potential, which is weird to say. I know he won a world title and stuff like that, but he could have been so much fucking more.
Yeah.
Like, you've heard people in the sport say things. I know Frotch probably has got a biased opinion, goes against everyone, but he always
has got a biased opinion against everyone.
But he was saying, like, he didn't live the sport. Like, he never lived in the sport and trained day in, day out and just worked. The amount of potential that guy had, he won the gold medal at the fucking Olympics. They don't just fucking give them out. And I think he's sort of past it now. And the fact that he gave up his IBF title because he's like, I just want money fights now. That's kind of making me feel like, well, your foot's halfway out the door out of boxing. Yeah. It's like Groves, before the Spliff fight, he was talking like, oh, me and my wife spoke and we half thought about just calling it a day after the Eubank fight. What a day to leave it on. Like, we've got the money, we could just go off into the sunset. When a fighter is half talking about leaving the sport and saying, I'm settled now, it's always a worrying thing. Not all the time, but what's it going to be when Degale is struggling in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th round and he's gassed and he's thinking, fuck this, and Eubank is still going, because he's always going to go. Eubank's got money. He's just a fucking like an animal. He's just a fucking animal. He's a shit animal, but he's a fucking animal. He'll keep fucking going. Will Degale want that in them rounds? Would he think, yeah, I'm going to fight on? Will he have that Warriors like, fuck it, I want to get through this? Or would he be like, oh, fuck this, man, I'm James Degale. I'm sure he's got some money in the bank. Nowhere near Groves' money, but that's what makes me, I think that Eubank will want it more.
Yeah, and you can compare that with, like, going off that scenario, you could compare that with someone like Tony Bellew. Like, Tony Bellew's probably made for life now.
Yeah, definitely.
Not necessarily just off his purse, but what he's invested while he's been fighting.
Yeah, the properties he talks about all the time, right?
But when you hear about Tony Bellew talk about it, he says we could ride off on the sunset and stuff. But you know that man has been training every day, and he's an animalistic for Usyk. You can tell he's got posters of him in his bedroom. He's waking up just punching the crap out of his door. The girl probably ain't doing that. The girl's probably staying in a luxury hotel.
I don't know. I just never thought like that fighter's mentality. I never thought Degale. Whenever you watch him, he's not convincing. And it is a massive waste of talent. And I think it will get to. I think Eubank will bring a sort of fight to him that he won't want at this stage in his career. Like with Groves, you see, I know I'm very biased, but with Groves, he'll always fight, like he's just got that thing in him, and you can see it with the Smith, like he got caught with a body shot and he was fucked, but he was still, like his shoulder was fucked, and I'm not saying that his shoulder was fine, he saw it in the fight, it was fine, but he could have easily at any point just pulled out of that fight and he would have kept his title and Eubank would have fought Smith. But he's sort of like, no, I'll fucking go, let's go, I'll fight, let's do it. Where Degale, I just don't see him having, that's why I can see Eubank edging it, because I think Eubank's still fucking hungry, he ain't proved himself yet, and he's convinced that he is at this level. And every fight, until he wins and starts earning their money and gets that recognition, he's going to be a fucking animal in there, trying till he's fucking dead. Yeah,
that's one reason you've got to respect him. As much as the more I watch him and the more I watch him talk, I feel like he kind of grows on me, but then I think the Eubank kind of arrogance gets involved, and then I start to hate him again.
It fucking sells.
Yeah, but
you hate him, you watch it.
Yeah, and one thing you got to rate about the man is his work ethic is unbelievable, and the fact that he still believes after everything. So you got to. Out of curiosity, did you see the comment that he made to Billy Joe on Twitter?
Oh, something like, about you had a go at Canelo, but now you're taking drugs. How long you been doing that?
Yeah. And that's kind of a hint about back to the Billy Joe fight. Yeah. And so I've got to have a dig with him. So he's made this comment.
Well, you are a die-hard Billy Joe.
But then you look at Billy Joe in that fight, and then you look at him in this fight. If you're having a dig and you're saying, oh, he was doing drugs back then and he beat me because of that, Billy Joe had a beer belly.
Billy Joe looked like shit against him. And he said he was 60% and he still beat him. Like, Eubank can't, he's got not a leg to stand on when it comes to Billy Joe. And the Billy Joe thing is bullshit. He's not taking points and drugs. What happened was, the thing that he's got caught for is legal. You're allowed to take that in the UK, but you're not allowed to take that in America. Or something like, it was something caught with that. It was
in competition, and there's an argument between the two associations about what in competition means. So, but to be honest, he won it was before he was training, wasn't it? It was before he was.
It was out of competition. But it's just two different rules. But it's like they should all come together as one fucking body. That's the one thing I prefer to UFC than to boxing. UFC is just one body, they make the rules, that's it. They choose who fights. But with boxing, there's so many fucking different politics in it, right? WBC, IBF, they got a rule, VADA, and all that. And it's just like, for the boxers, sometimes it's like, well, how the fuck do I keep up with all the fucking rules? But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm edging towards Eubank. It's a juicy fucking fight. You're edging towards Eubank, but I'm still not fully fucking sure. But what do you guys think? Who do you think's going to win? Comment, subscribe.
Good night.
Yeah, cheers.